Live from WSLS, this is 10 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, crash concerns.
It's a little nerve-wracking.
The steps one group is taking to protect first responders at risk on the roads.
Plus, a hazy future for the marijuana market.
They're optimistic that Youngkin and other legislators will be educated about this plan.
How one local farmer is helping to get seeds in hands.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm John Carlin.
I'm Brittany McGraw. One first responder dies every other week while responding to an emergency on the roads.
And researchers at the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute are trying to change that.
10 News reporter Lindsay Kennett explains how.
Christiansburg Fire Captain Brandon Turner is a third-generation firefighter.
Family tradition.
Every day, he puts his life at risk to save others, especially at the scene of a crash. In the back of his mind, he's thinking about his wife and baby boy, Bryce.
He'll be 8 months old this coming week.
Back in December 2020, he witnessed a close call at the scene of a crash along I-81 when an approaching truck lost control on the icy road and hit a first responder's car.
And our guys were right there within arm's reach of the crash.
Captain Turner tells me that vehicle crashes make up the majority of calls here at the fire department. First responders put themselves at risk, especially when drivers are distracted and don't slow down. But new automated driving technology raises a whole new realm of questions and concerns.
There's a lot of misunderstanding that exists around these technologies and how they'll work when they're out on the roadway.
That's where Dr. Tammy Trimble comes in. She's a senior research associate at the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute and has been looking at how those vehicles may interact with first responders.
Law enforcement, fire and rescue, crash reconstructionists, tow truck drivers.
She's creating recommendations for a curriculum she hopes will be available nationwide to teach first responders how the technology works and how to respond. But it's not just research for Trimble.
When I was a young child, my dad was a volunteer firefighter, and I have a close family friend who's a full-time paramedic. So working to make sure that first responders are safe is very important.
It's life-saving work. In the New River Valley, Lindsay Kennett, 10 News, working for you.
A Roanoke animal shelter is dealing with one of its worst cases of animal cruelty in a long time. Angels of Assisi is working to help an extremely malnourished dog named Charlotte, along with 4 puppies. They were all brought in from Craig County. They were covered in fleas, and they have a long road ahead.
It's very, very hard to see animals come in this shape. But on the flip side, we get to see so much good come out of it, of all the people who have donated to her care. The Roanoke Valley is full of animal-loving people, and we're really appreciative of that. We have no doubt that Charlotte's going to get better and live a happy life.
The Angels Biscuit Fund for neglected and abused animals has already brought in nearly $3,000 to support their recovery.
Turning now to your forecast.
Yeah, how about that? We're tracking a drop in temperatures.
Meteorologist Delaney Worden is here to show us just how cold it could get, but the nice thing is it's not going to all happen immediately and at once.
But it might snow.
Well,
depending upon where you are.
The higher elevations for the mountains. The rest of us, those temperatures are not going to be dropping too quickly, which is going to be very good. Not a rude awakening by any means for your weekend. We're getting a live look now from our sky cam over in Blacksburg. Your temperature dropping a little bit faster than others. You're now at 51 degrees. Winds a little bit calmer now that the sun has been setting, and that will continue to be the case for much of the overnight hours. However, those winds will pick up speed once again tomorrow, along with bringing in more cloud cover west of the Parkway. So we are still in the upper 50s here in Roanoke, but no longer seeing any 60s across our region. Lower 50s for Martinsville, getting pretty close to the upper 40s there. As we go throughout the next few hours, our temperatures are going to be pretty pleasant, but it is going to be chilly. Make sure you grab your jacket. I'll have more details on your weekend plans coming up. Brittany.
Hundreds of thousands of cannabis seeds will be handed out across Virginia tomorrow for Get Out and Grow. This comes as new Republican leadership has many questioning the future of the legal marijuana market. 10 News reporter Courtney Lockey explains what's at stake.
First told you about Jonathan Zinski back in July, when it became legal to use and grow cannabis in Virginia. Since then, he's continued traveling around the state, helping to get seeds in hands since there's no legal way to buy it. Something that's become even more important.
I think there's some concern about that, which way are lawmakers going to swing.
Zinski is referring to the fact that a faster timeline for recreational marijuana is on the table. But the future of the legal market is hazy after Republicans swept statewide elections and flipped the House.
I do hope that they fix the current bill. There's a lot of things people didn't agree with. I think it was a step in the right direction.
With a divided government, crucial details are up for debate. When will sales start? What will the market look like? Where will tax revenue go?
They passed the legalization of marijuana, but they did so without any sort of regulatory framework around it. So all they did was essentially create a black market for marijuana.
Governor-elect Youngkin has outlined his thoughts there that he's not interested in really addressing the bill.
It's not clear if Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin would sign off on an earlier timeline. What is clear is that he won't seek to repeal marijuana legalization.
There are a lot of people working with the legislature to make sure things are done the right way, and I just hope the lawmakers listen.
Education and putting an end to the stigma is how Virginia's Johnny Appleseed of cannabis continues to put his best foot forward. Courtney Lockheed, 10 News, working for you.
For locations that will be giving out seeds, head to WSLS.com.
Another Amtrak train could come to Roanoke by this spring. Plans are not yet finalized with Norfolk Southern, but a deal is inching closer. 10 News reporter Alexis Davila is live tonight. She's on the platform downtown. And Alexis, what are some of the preparations that are needed before they can bring this extra train in?
Well, Virginia Passenger Rail Authority tells me they're working with Norfolk Southern to potentially create a bypass to help divert some of the freight train traffic. This way, it would help the railroad company operate more with ease when that second train arrives. But I'm told that the second train could still potentially hit these tracks even with all those infrastructure changes are not fully completed. As for those scheduled times for the second train, those could help with passengers' commute. Right now, the train we have departs around 6 in the morning and arrives around 10 o'clock at night. But Michael McLaughlin with Virginia Passenger Rail Authority tells me they plan to schedule some afternoon times.
We're still working through some of the exact details on the times, but we would like to pair that afternoon departure with that morning departure going northward. Because it just gives people so many better options.
He says the second train will add 80,000 net new rides, which including the extension to Christiansburg, which is coming in about 4 to 5 years. But nothing is finalized just yet. McLaughlin tells me he is still working to make that final agreement and with Norfolk Southern, and expects to have that all set away by the end of this year. Live in Roanoke, Alexis Davila, 10 News, working for you.
A new hotel, restaurant, and event space could be coming to downtown Lynchburg. There's a petition to rezone the Foundry warehouse on Concord Turnpike from industrial to a commercial property. The historic building sits along the James River near the entrance to Percival's Island. The proposal is scheduled to be presented to Lynchburg's Planning Commission next month.
And from the big screen to the Star City, the unique display of costumes from hits including Black Panther that has everyone talking.
Plus, responding when disaster strikes, the local man making a difference while breaking a world record. Hollywood glitz and glamour is coming to Roanoke.
Sure is. Some of your favorite films will be on display at the Taubman Museum of Art this weekend. It's the new Afrofuturism exhibit featuring more than 60 costumes from generation-defining movies like Black Panther, Do the Right Thing, and Malcolm X. It also includes sketches and other artifacts from the Oscar-winning designer Ruth Carter's nearly 40-year career.
All That Glitters is another exhibit that showcases a collection of fine jewelry worn on the red carpet by stars like Lady Gaga and Rihanna.
And there's something for everyone as they walk into the doors. If you're an art lover, if you're a costume lover, if you love film, if you love Hollywood. It's vibrant, it's captivating, and there's so much to learn, and it's interconnected.
The new series called Fashioning the Future opens on Sunday.
Our cooling trend continues as we head into this weekend. Just how cold you can expect to get in your region coming up.
New at 6, promoting literacy while having fun in the classroom. That's what 2 Radford schools are doing, but they need your help raising $15,000 to make it happen. Bell Heath and McHarg Elementary Schools are raising money to buy 2 book vending machines. During the fundraiser, kids get to participate in a fun challenge every time they donate. And students unlock fun challenges at every level raised. At $100, teachers get pied in the face. And at $15,000, the principals have to kiss a pig.
It would mean a lot to get the vending machine, but at the end of the day, I just want our kids to have fun at school, and this is one of those things that's bringing that back.
This all leads up to a telethon fundraiser next Wednesday.
Your local weather authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Temperatures are dropping slower for some of us. That includes Roanoke. We're still in the upper 50s at this point. You head west towards Blacksburg, already into the upper 40s. Colder outside tonight than we have been recently. Back towards Danville, 52 degrees. Now, if you're heading out for Friday night football or just heading out in general, we have a quiet evening ahead of us. No rain to worry about, but you may want to make sure you have that jacket handy. Our temperatures are going to be into the upper 50s, or excuse me, lower 50s by 8 p.m. Good grief. And our cloud cover is also going to be increasing here as we go throughout the next few hours, but that's mostly going to be staying west of the Parkway. So temperatures by tomorrow morning, we're waking up mostly in the 40s, keeping in mind we should be in the upper 30s for this time of year, but we will see some upper 30s back towards Wytheville, Pulaski, even Martinsville at 39 degrees by tomorrow morning. And then we go throughout the day tomorrow. Our temperatures are not going to be climbing very quickly. In fact, only reaching into the 40s and low to mid 50s for many of us as we go throughout the day. That cloud cover that we bring in overnight will be clearing out. Maybe some higher cirrus clouds sticking with us into the afternoon. Overall, though, nothing too impactful, though our winds, so those are going to be picking up once again. If you've stepped outside recently, you may have noticed our winds are a little bit weaker at this point, but we could see wind gusts, I would say, upwards of maybe about 30 miles per hour as we go throughout, especially the first half of our day. So once we head towards sunset, those winds will weaken once again. Again, 40s and 50s across our region tomorrow. Some of our warmer spots back towards Danville and South Boston into the upper 50s, whereas the New River Valley reaching really only to the mid 40s for tomorrow. Part of that because you're going to hold on to a little bit more cloud cover than the rest of us. And the reason for that is our system just off to our west, seeing some rain, also some snow. We do have the potential for some snow, but these are going to be towards our higher elevations for the mountains, for the New River Valley, along with the highlands. So that sticks with us throughout the morning hours, diminishing a little bit faster throughout the New River Valley than the highlands. But then we head into the afternoon and things are going to be much calmer for us, just seeing a lot more sunshine, as I mentioned. Now we're seeing that dip in the jet stream here at home, and that is bringing us our cooler temperatures. But then we head towards the middle of next week, and of course it's that time of year. Our temperatures are just going to be warming right back up. 3-day zone forecast. Our temperatures cooler this weekend. Monday, our coolest day over the next few. Your 7-day forecast for the Lynchburg area brings us from the low 50s on Monday to the low 70s by Wednesday. Seeing a similar situation for the Roanoke Valley, upper 40s on Monday. John?
And a Danville man is on track to break the Guinness World Record for volunteer hours served. In the last 12 years, get this, David Willis has logged nearly 35,000 hours with God's Pit Crew. As an electrician, David has worked around the country. He's been rebuilding homes and responding to disasters like hurricanes and tornadoes. And he was honored with the Eternal Service Award last night.
He is always the first one to arrive and the last one to leave. He is like the quiet force behind the scenes, loving on people, serving people. And God's Pit Crew would not be able to do what we do without our volunteers.
Well, we tried to catch up with David today, but as you might guess, he was busy volunteering his time.
All right, thanks, John. Meantime, the Irish back in the Commonwealth this week. We'll hear from their head coach on Virginia's quarterback situation. And a live report is on deck as we open the playoffs with a trip to Buchanan and a Region 2C playoff preview. Next in sports.
And now, the Freedom First Sports Desk with John Appicello.
First and 10 moves to the postseason, and the region quarterfinal round gives us a chance to honor two programs who have come a long way in Region 2C. 10 Sports' Eric Johnson is live at James River, where the 4-seeded Knights are hosting the 5-seeded Martinsville Bulldogs. Eric.
Hey, Appy, we have two teams here in Region 2C that have perhaps been slept on just a bit, but it's because their record doesn't truly reflect just how good they are. But the Bulldogs and the Knights are battle-tested. They've been working hard, which is why they're in the postseason for the first time in a long time.
Just a group of guys that didn't give up, won't quit. They had every reason to give up, every reason to quit.
Anything's possible. You know, we went 0-10. Now we in the playoffs. People ain't expect us to get this far, but I get to realize now.
In a topsy-turvy season full of injuries, schedule changes, and more, the Bulldogs managed to put together a handful of wins during trying times.
I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I told the coaches this summer, I said, this group's going to be different, just because what they came through.
Martinsville, one of a handful of schools that didn't play a spring season, making for an uphill battle this fall. James River did play in the spring, only coming away with one win. And with even fewer players this fall, the Knights did not back down.
From day one, they just really embraced this is us. They've had a huge chip on their shoulder. Nobody's kind of, counting them in. They've always counted them out.
They had an early season 4-game win streak behind standout playmakers on offense and quarterback Zeal Hammonds and wide receiver Ben Bailey.
It's been a wild journey. It has. Because, we've had opportunities all season. I think our passing game has really came out to show this year.
Despite some tough losses late in the season, James River is ready to seize the moment in front of them in hopes of winning the program's first ever playoff game.
It's probably one of the most special moments we've had because we can make history.
Now, regardless of the outcome tonight, both coaches say tonight's playoff appearance will certainly help lay the foundation for what they hope will become a new standard for each respective program. Of course, we'll have highlights and a reaction coming up later tonight on First and 10. But for now, we're live in Buchanan. Eric Johnson, 10 Sports.
All right, thanks, Eric, and a great story on both sides there. Full slate of quarterfinal action in the playoffs. 4D matchup, the 2-seed is GW Danville. In 3C, Rockbridge and Brookville going to square off. Botetourt and Hidden Valley in 3D. And how about in 1C, Narrows at Perry McClure. We're ready for a full slate tomorrow, including VMI at Furman and Ferrum at Emory and Henry. Back to you guys.
Coming up, the mission under the earth that could power the future of electric cars.
That's coming up next on NBC Nightly News. Then we'll see you back here at 7.